So we've got the Protestant in the guest box. How you doing, Protestant?
Well, and you?
Doing well. Preston, are you at least 18 and are you a believer in Jesus?
Yes to both.
And are you capable of answering yes or no questions?
It's a rhetorical question.
It's a yes or no.
Then yes.
Cool. All right. And my claim is that Jesus was a liar and a fraud. Which one of those things do you disagree with, or do you disagree with both?
Both.
Sure. And which one would you like me to address first?
Your pick.
Okay, let's we already did the liar and the fraud once, but I feel like we could touch on the liar part. We didn't really get to do a whole lot of that just yet. Do you consider saying things that are untrue as a lie, or is that just say like a mishap?
I mean, if they said it wrongly, then yeah, I'd consider it a lie. I mean, unless if it's in a joking manner, that'd be different.
Fair enough. Okay. In the book of John, or the Gospel of John, chapter 3, Jesus says, no one has ascended into heaven except for the one who descended from heaven, the Son of Man. Is that true?
Well, what's 12 say? Then what's 14 say?
Well, it's a standalone statement.
Actually, no, it's not. You got to
It
read
is.
it in context. You went to Bible school, so you should know
It
hermeneutics.
is.
Then you should know hermeneutics if you went to Bible school.
I do. So which one of these words requires context?
Well, again, you know what hermeneutic standards are, so therefore you should know what 12 and 14 should say. So there again, the context of it is you have to read the pretext as well as the context.
Okay. So no one. Do we need context to know what no one means?
Again, I would ask again. Go
It's
to 12.
yes or no. So I started the conversation by asking if you could answer yes or no questions. This is a yes or no question. Do we need context to know what the words no one means?
Sure, I'll look it up myself to get the full context of it.
It's a yes or no. Do we need context to know what the words no one means? I knew he wasn't going to be able to answer yes or no questions.
Well, hold on. What is the passage again so I can look it up for myself?
It's John chapter 3.
Okay.
The quotation is from verse 13.
No one has its own definition, so we do not need context.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Does the word no one have many meanings?
That's a rhetorical question, Justin.
Does the word no one have many meanings?
No, actually it doesn't.
Oh, okay. What does it mean?
You know what it means. Don't play stupid, my guy.
Okay, so the answer is that you know what it means, and the context doesn't change the meaning of it, does it?
Well, again, so I have spoken.
Does the context change the meaning of this phrase? Yes or no?
Actually, yes, it does, because you're only looking at two words.
Okay, okay. Well, you said that it only means one thing. Now you're saying it has multiple meanings based on context. So what does it mean here?
What I'm referring to is
what does it mean here? What does it mean here?
It means no one.
Okay.
No one.
Okay.
Zero.
Okay. Is that different from the way I was using it?
Well, I mean, if you're going to...
It's a yes or no question. Was that different from the way I was using the phrase?
If you could give me a chance to respond.
Try it again. It's yes or no. Was that different from the way I was using it?
You debate like a child.
It's a yes or no. Was that different from the way I was using it?
Well, I don't know which way you were using it.
I said no one. No one means no one. Okay. So did the context help you to understand that phrase?
Again, you know hermeneutics.
Did the context help you to understand that phrase? Yes or no?
It doesn't work like that, Justin. You know
it does. It's a yes or no question. Did the context help you to understand that phrase? It's a yes or no question. Did the context help you to understand that phrase?
Crashing out, my dude. You're crashing out.
It's a yes or no. Did the context help you to understand that phrase? Yes or no? I'm waiting for a yes or no to leave your mouth. That's all I need is a yes or no. And we can move on.
Does it change the context? No, it doesn't.
There you go. The context doesn't change the meaning of the words. Great. It says, no one has ascended into heaven except for the one who descended from heaven. What does that mean?
So you're just going to base it off that one verse, right?
Just give me the meaning of the passage.
Answer the question, yes or no.
You're on my stage. Answer my question. I already asked you a question. I'm not going to let you dodge it because you're a coward. What does it mean when it says that no one has ascended into heaven? This is not your live stream. You're not going to dodge. You're not going to pivot. You're not going to take over the stream. So the question is, what does Jesus mean when he says that no one has ascended into heaven? What do those words mean?
Obviously, no one's descended to heaven.
Okay, that means no one has ascended into heaven except for the one who descended from heaven, which was who?
Obviously, Christ.
What's it? Oh, okay. So the meaning of this passage, of this verse, is that only Jesus has ascended into heaven, right?
Jesus hasn't been crucified yet.
So then he's lying on himself.
Actually, no, he's telling that what's about to happen.
Okay, but he didn't say anything about the future. He says no one has ascended into heaven except for the one who descended from heaven. So can we take that to mean that nobody other than Jesus has ascended into heaven?
I mean, outside of Elijah, then no.
Oh, so now there's a qualifier. I thought no one meant no one.
Well, I mean, again,
again, words don't mean words. Oh, darn it. Ah, shucks. Those pesky words with those pesky meanings.
Yeah, those darn words. Yeah. So the point is like, again, he's telling of himself. We don't truly know what happened to Elijah. I mean, it just tells us.
It tells you he ascended into heaven.
But again, you're avoiding the issue here. Okay, so Jesus.
The issue is that Jesus says that nobody ascended into heaven other than himself.
Then you should know that. Then that right there, would be interpreted as an investigation on that part of it. You know what I'm saying? So, for example, you think Elijah was the very first one in heaven? I mean, just answer the question.
Enoch ascended. Enoch ascended before Elijah. So Jesus is wrong twice. He's wrong about Enoch and he's wrong about Elijah. In fact, at the time of Jesus, they believed Enoch ascended into heaven and became the archangel Metatron.
Yeah, I disagree with that one too. I mean,
well, you'd be wrong.
Well, I mean, no, you would actually be wrong. So, because I mean,
no, you'd be wrong.
In any Bible that does not say anything about that.
It's in the Talmud. I said the Jews believed. I didn't say the Bible said. Listen, put your listening ears on. Put your listening ears on next time and actually listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. You know what the Talmud? The Talmud is the oral tradition. It's the teaching. It's the teaching of the Jews. It's the teaching of the Jews. You know what it is, and I know what it is. So I didn't say that the Bible said it. I said the Jews believed it. And the reason why they believe it is because they wrote about it. And they believe that Enoch ascended into heaven and became the archangel Metatron. It's just fact. It's just historically true.
No, actually, it's not. According to your world,
which means Jesus was wrong twice. He was wrong about Enoch and Elijah. He's twice a liar on this.
Okay, so real quick. Speaking of that, did you know anything? Have you heard of Tertullian?
Tertullian, you mean?
That's what I said.
You said
Tertullian.
I'm sorry, I'm sick. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Have you, Justin? Have you heard of Tertullian? You heard of Tertullian before?
I had a pet chinchilla when I was a kid, actually.
Jesus. Okay, so Tertullian, have you heard of him? Yes or no? Obviously so.
Tertullian, yes.
Again, I'm sick, so I'm not sounding correctly.
I'm sure you are.
Yeah, literally I am. So therefore, okay, so do you remember reading in the Prescription Against Heretics? Did you ever read that one?
No, I didn't read a ton of Tertullian.
Okay, so chapter 15 alone says heretics are not allowed to argue from the scriptures.
I don't give a fuck.
Well, you should.
Why do I care what Tertullian said?
Because he's an early church father. You should.
I don't give a fuck. I'm not a Christian. I don't care.
You made the claim that you went to Bible school, so I figured you
I did.
You know what I'm saying?
I did go to Bible school. And you know what I studied? Not the church fathers.
Well, I went to Bible college.
I'm sorry, dude. Do you think that everyone in Bible college studies the New Testament and the church fathers? Is that what you think?
Yeah. I mean, that's
no.
That's inherited. Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
I mean, it's like deconstruction arguing that the Christians were not.
This guy's crazy. So I went to Bible college and seminary, and I studied the Old Testament, specifically the ancient Near East and the Semitic languages, which is why I talk a lot about the Old Testament. Now, a lot of my friends at seminary studied the New Testament. I didn't. I was concerned with the Old Testament. So I wasn't required to really engage with the church fathers a lot because the church fathers weren't really relevant to what I was studying. That being said, I'm mostly familiar with the writings of the church fathers, and I don't actually think they're helpful because the church fathers can't even agree on their own theology. They were slapping each other at councils and burning heretics. It's kind of a useless endeavor for me. That being said, we're talking about Jesus in the Bible right now. So you want to talk about Jesus in the Bible?
I'm waiting for something else.
Okay. Have you read Matthew 22 when Jesus quotes the supposed King David from Psalm 110?
Yeah, let's pivot to something else real quick. You said earlier to a different guest that
funny how I asked you a question and you ran away from it. Have you read Matthew 22 where Jesus misquotes Psalm 110?
Let's talk about his birth. If you want to talk about that one.
What about pivoting Perry?
Yeah, he's definitely a pivoting Perry. We could talk about his supposed birth next. So in Matthew 22, it says, while the Pharisees were gathered together, Jesus asked them this question: what do you think of the Messiah? Whose son is he? And he said to them, the son of David. I'm sorry, they said to him, the son of David. He said to them, how is it then that David by the Spirit calls him Lord, saying, the Lord said to my Lord, sit at my right hand until I put your enemies under your feet? If David thus calls him Lord, how can he be his son? What's Jesus saying here?
Well, you just read it. Well, you tell me.
I know what he says. I'm getting you to commit to an interpretation so that I can cook you on it when we actually go to the Psalm 110. So according to you, coward, according to your interpretation, what's Jesus saying?
I haven't interpreted it yet. So
do it now. Pray to the Holy Spirit who's leading you in all truth right now. Speak in tongues, roll on the floor, do whatever you got to do. Make it happen.
Play with your snake. That would work too.
Yeah. Drink the poison, play with your snake, whatever you got to do. Give me the interpretation. What's Jesus saying?
Well, obviously he's quoting from, well, I mean, I don't know why you're laughing. So yeah, the point is he's quoting from obviously Psalms, right? You understand?
We're all aware of that. We started that conversation by stating that fact. I'm asking your interpretation.
Yeah. Answer the question. So you know what Psalms is, right?
We know exactly what the Psalms are. I'm asking you to give me your interpretation. Are you going to keep crying or are you going to answer the question? The Psalms are Psalms. That's like asking what is a poem? Motherfucker, we know what a poem is.
Well, not exactly.
Yeah, exactly. We do. A psalm is a psalm. A song is a song. A poem is a poem. A haiku is a haiku. These are basic words in the English language. We don't need a definition contest. All I need for you is to give me your interpretation of Matthew 22, verses 44 and 45.
I'm literally trying to do that. So here's the issue. So, okay, like throughout the day, you probably hum a tune, speak, sing a tune. That's basically what Jesus was doing. So just because it doesn't quote all of it doesn't mean it doesn't not give the reference to what he's actually doing.
You have no idea. You don't even know what my talking point is, do you?
No, because you haven't said your talking point.
You're trying so hard to get ahead of my talking point that you're talking about stuff that's not even relevant to the text.
Well, the relevancy of the text is what? It's a psalm.
Why is Jesus quoting the psalm?
Well, I mean, hell, I don't know. I have no clue. It doesn't even give what's going on.
Get on the phone and dial up. Get on the phone and dial the Holy Spirit and ask him, why is Jesus quoting Psalm 110? He's using Psalm 110 to answer a question. Why is he using Psalm 110 to answer a question? Shit.
I'll give you a hint.
There's Christians in the comment right now that say they know. How come you don't know?
Well, the same reason why you don't know. I mean, that's just pretty.
Also,
you're asking a question.
Vor, welcome to the cult of Doug, Vor. I'm glad you're part of the crew now.
Yeah, I mean, you're asking a question, then it's a rhetorical question. If you already know, then why are you asking?
It's not a rhetorical question. I'm getting you to commit to an actual interpretation of the prophecy, and you're not going to pivot or cry. Just give me your interpretation of the passage, or I'll move on to an adult that will.
I literally just did.
You didn't.
Okay, so
why is Jesus quoting from Psalm 110? to answer the question.
Okay. Throughout the entire New Testament, Jesus never claimed to be the Messiah, first and foremost. That's the reason why he was asking, who do you say I am? So therefore, when it says in verse 42, it says, what do you think about the Messiah?
These Christians are embarrassing.
No, what's embarrassing is you and your retarded fucking son, dude.
I'm sorry, what do you say?
I said, what's embarrassing is you're not hearing what we're trying to say.
No, Protestant, Protestant, stop talking for 1 second. What did you say about my son?
No, I said what I said was...
Protestant, what the fuck did you just say about my son?
You heard what I said about your son.
You just called my son a retard?
No, I didn't say anything about your son.
You piece of shit motherfucker. Everyone heard you say it.
No, what's embarrassing is you and your retarded fucking son, dude. No, what's embarrassing is you and your retarded fucking son, dude.
Everybody heard you call my son a retard. Everybody fucking heard you say it right now. Get the fuck off my stage, you piece of fucking shit. Yeah. Kiss my ass and never come back. Mods, block that piece of shit.
Yep, he's a piece of shit. Hey, I have a daughter that's autistic. Don't do that shit.
Yeah.
Be better. God damn it.
What a piece of shit. Calling people's kids retarded for Christ. Could you imagine doing that? Welcome in, Conundrum.
Yep. So you made a couple of claims with the
Conundrum, are you at least 18 and are you a believer in God?
I'm a believer in Jesus Christ, yes.
Yeah, you Phil bros really running packs, don't you?
Oh, you atheists running packs.
Yeah. So what's your best argument or evidence for the Christian God being real?
Well, it's not about that.
It kind of is. So
for clarity.
Yeah. So what you're gonna do? Hold on. I don't know if you know where you're at. I think
I was asking a question.
You came in pretty dizzy, so no, you're not actually asking a question. So I'll kind of help orient you. I'll help orient you on the way in. So the way this works is you come in, I ask you the preliminary questions. You can choose to answer them or you can choose to run from them. So I'll try again. What's the best argument or evidence for the Christian God being real?
Archaeological evidence, I would suggest that.
Great. All right. Now, what archaeological? No one cares about the meta. Let's get on to the argument. So, what archaeological evidence do you think confirms or provides a rational argument for the Christian God being real?
So how about the Exodus? How about that? Of course, that's the Christian God that you proclaim. Yeah.
What's the evidence that proves the Exodus?
Well, there's a whole slew of
what? Well, name one.
Evidence there. See, you're running away from your own question.
Name one.
So, what your question?
We'll try this again. So I asked you for the evidence. You said archaeology. Now I'm asking you, what specifically about archaeology are you thinking confirms the Exodus?
Well, I mean, considering that they have the undisclosed the grave sites, and you could read that in Dr. Manfred Betek's, the unaliving of the
grave
children,
sites of who,
for example. I just clearly said the children. Listening comprehension is not your strong suit, obviously.
The children of who?
I just said the Israelites.
Okay, and Manfred Betek, where are these? Where are these grave sites?
Yeah, they're leading. Well, they're in Egypt. Obviously, they have been discovered as far as back as 2000 when he began his right around 2000, the early part of 2000. Yeah, you could read it in his book. You could also read Dr. David Roll's extensive research. You could also read Dr. Titus Kennedy's research. I mean, there's slew of evidence there.
I don't think any of these people are really that good. I would point to like James Hoffmeyer. James Hoffmeyer has done a lot better research in Egypt.
No, he's the leading.
He's actually not. So we'll just try this again. The leading Egyptologist right now is still James Hoffmeyer, which is why if you read any of these books that you're referring to, they reference James Hoffmeyer. James Hoffmeyer not only has been doing it a lot longer, he's literally the most referenced Egyptologist alive. He literally is. Yeah,
he literally isn't.
Have you read a single book by him?
Well, no, I've read Dr. Manfred Betek, and he is the leading archaeologist in
the
Goshen area.
According to who?
Well, his university, which is
according to his university, he's the leading. Okay. So someone who actually
he's the leading archaeologist. He's the leading
archaeologist. We'll just try this.
If you let me just,
we'll just do this again. So, I've actually went to school, and I actually had professors who were Egyptologists. Like I actually had professors
So have
who
I.
are Egyptologists. Like that was their
So have I.
specialty,
You
and
act like you're the only one.
okay. Where'd you go to school at?
Where did I go? I went to Lee University down in Cleveland, Tennessee. I'd actually talked to Dr.
Mm-hmm.
Hugh Ross. Okay, I interviewed
Hugh
him. Now,
Ross
on
is
top of
real.
that, yeah, I was actually
Okay,
was involved in an interview with him.
tell me about the Hebrew baby tombs.
Okay, yeah. So again, Dr. Medford B-Tech has discovered it. Again, you can also
Don't
read
tell
it
me
in
names.
Dr.
Tell me about the tombs. What do you know?
Well, it's not the tombs; it's the grave markers.
Grave
Okay,
markers
so
of
at
who?
3-2, I just clearly you're not good at this, Justin. Quit
We'll try.
claiming you do
We'll
when
try
you
this
don't.
again. Okay, so I'm asking you about the actual evidence, and what you keep saying is names. Listen, I know there are Egyptologists.
I'm literally trying to quote what
I
he's
know
saying.
that there are Christian Egyptologists. Even everyone knows that. I'm
Medford
asking
B-Tech
you.
is not. He's not Christian. He's
I'm
not a Christian.
asking you. I'm asking you to give me the actual evidence that you know about. Don't give me a guide that I have to go read. Tell me about the actual evidence. What do you know?
He is discovered, right, in his research, that there is a grave markers with inside of Goshen, what we consider Goshen, right? It's called Avaris. He wrote his book on it. Therefore, he has discovered that in regards to what took place with the unaliving of the children, there is a ratio from women or girls to men or to boys, should I say, because of that separation of the hips during birth. Right? There
We all
is
know
a
how
10
women
to
have
1
different
ratio on
hips.
that. It's irrelevant.
I
There's
d-
still spreading of a hip.
no, yeah, women's hips
Yes,
spread when they
the
get
hip
pregnant. That's
separates.
universal.
Yes,
Do you
correct.
think only
He has
Hebrew
discovered.
women? Do you think only Hebrew women have hips that spread when they get pregnant?
Well,
Are you
then you have
confused?
to explain. Well, then you have to explain, which is also on the Brooklyn Papyrus, the Hebrew names that are discovered with inside the same
They're not Hebrew. Okay, I'm
account
going to
of
stop
Genesis
you
or
now because
Exodus.
you haven't read any of these sources, obviously. So
Oh, I
these
haven't.
aren't
I
Hebrew
haven't.
names. These are Semitic
Oh, there
names.
haven't.
The Hebrews
What do you
aren't.
think that is?
The
What
Hebrews.
do you think that
The
is?
Hebrews.
What do you think?
The Hebrews are a subset of these Semitic speaking people, just like there are like multiple subsets of the Asian language, which is why even among the Asian dialects, you'll see names that show up in Mandarin that also show up in
You're only proving my point. You're only proving my
we'll
point.
try this again. So even in the Asian
Yeah,
countries,
let's try this again. You're only proving my point.
I'm not going to prove anything if you don't shut up. So even in the Asian country,
You're literally proving my point.
it's crazy that I have to keep muting you to say a word. Okay, so in Asian countries, what we find is that people that are in the Asian language family, there are names that transcend all the different language families. Now, just because somebody came from a Mandarin speaking subsect of the Asian languages doesn't mean that if we find that name in another Asian subsect, that they came from the Mandarin subsect. Just like if we find somebody that has a Semitic name, it doesn't mean that they came from the Hebrews. It means that they came from the Semitic family. And there are different Semitic languages that shared name. There are Hebrew names that existed prior to Hebrew. There are non-Hebrew names that show up in Hebrew because they're all part of the Semitic family. That's how that works. So, yes, were there
Yeah, I know
Semitic?
how it works.
We'll try this again. There are Semitic names found, in fact, in Egypt because there were Semites in Egypt. The Egyptians even wrote about it. The Egyptians referred to them as Hyksos. And yes, in the Brooklyn Papyrus, there
The
are in
Hyksos
fact
are
Semitic
not.
names. There are in
They're
fact
not.
Semitic names found in the Brooklyn Papyrus because there were actual Semites and Hebrews
Oh
who
snap!
it's
Oh
almost
snap!
it's
Thank
almost
you
like
for
you
admitting to that.
if you stop talking long enough for me to explain
This is
out.
insufferable. I was quiet for 3 minutes, dude.
We'll try this again. So the reason why the Brooklyn Papyrus has Semitic names is because there were in fact Semites that went down and made a stronghold in Egypt. Now you're never going to guess when this happened. Do you know when? Do you know about when this happened?
Oh, so I get a chance to speak now. So again, the time frame we really don't know. I would say probably right around the early Bronze Age, probably mid Bronze Age, according to
Try
again the
again.
reference that I've already
When was
exposed.
the
Well,
Brooklyn Papyrus
I don't have
dated?
to. Well, it was discovered in like the mid 1800s.
Yes, and when is the
Yeah, so
text dated to?
it's irrelevant. We don't
It
really
kind of
truly know
is.
when it was.
Okay, so we'll try
No,
this again.
it's
So the
irrelevant.
Brooklyn Papyrus is dated to the 5th century BCE. The 5th century, even
That
by
means,
the
bro,
account
that's
of
right
the
around the
even
early to
by
mid
it,
Bronze Age. I clearly said that.
and you're wrong. That's the middle of the Iron Age, you dummy. This guy did not go to school. Okay, so we know for a fact
Actually,
from the
no, the BC.
Egyptians.
No, it's not.
We'll try this. It is, yes. The Iron Age starts at
No, it's not.
1000. Yes.
No. It was clearly according to, I just said that, according to the sources that I just described. I just cited them.
The
They
Bronze
say
Age
and
ends
declare
at
is the
1000
Bronze Age.
BCE.
I don't care when it ends.
Okay, so
The
we'll
point
try this
is,
again. Okay,
I
so
clearly said
if the Brooklyn Papyrus is dated to 400 to 450 BCE, that puts it in the middle of the Iron Age, which starts at 1000. In fact, it's about 500 years after the start of the Iron Age, which means it's not in the Bronze Age.
no, according to the leading archaeologist, as I described, he declares that it was right around the 13, or probably right around the early to mid Bronze Age.
He does
I'm only
not.
reciting what he says. Yes, he literally does.
He does not.
Of course, you literally haven't read anything from either sources that I described to you.
He
So
does
how in
not.
the
He
hell
does
are you
not
making?
date. He does not date it to that time period.
Yes, he literally does. Dr.
No,
David Roll literally dates it at that point. So does Dr. Manfred Vitek. Again,
the
you have not
language
read
the
a Roman,
language
but
it
you're
was
going to
written
make
in doesn't
that
even exist
assertion.
in that time period.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
As a matter of fact, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Prove it. Don't say it, Justin. Come on, I thought you were better than
What?
this,
Okay,
dude.
what language was it written in?
What language was what written in?
What language was the Brooklyn Papyrus written in?
Egyptian.
What kind?
Well, again, that's irrelevant.
Do you not know that the Egyptians have multiple languages?
Yes, I'm well aware of
Okay,
that.
and which
one?
which
that's going to be damn near impossible.
which
It's going to be impossible
language
to actually disclose that.
which language did they use?
Again, that's if it's multicultural languages, guess what? That means they're bilingual. That means we don't know what was truly written in. I mean, calligraphy. I'm assuming that. Or
Calligraphy.
what is that picture? Not the calligraphy. Put in the picture. The picture. What is that called? When you write in picture form.
Hieroglyphic.
Well, no, it's not. There's a certain word for it. Not hieroglyphic.
Hieroglyphic. Okay, so the language
hieroglyphic,
that it was written in is late stage Middle Egyptian, right? And so what we find,
which Egyptian language though?
So what we find is that this is not hieroglyphic. In fact, if you look at the traditional writings from the Bronze Age, they are literally written still in hieroglyphics. Typically, the Brooklyn Papyrus was not written in hieroglyphics.
Yes, it was.
It was not.
It was translated from. It literally was. It was translated.
It was not.
It was lit. Why don't you Wikipedia it?
I'll just put
and you
it.
will discover who.
I'll just put it on the screen for you, since you keep lying. Okay, this is not hieroglyphic.
Then what is it?
It's not hieroglyphic.
What is it? Answer the question. Don't run.
This is hieroglyphic. I don't. Oh, sorry, wrong page. Let me grab. This is Egyptian hieroglyph. That's what Egyptian hieroglyph looks like, although it's a little blurry. See if you can see it there.
Hey, I can't see that.
That's Egyptian.
It's blurry as shit.
That's Egyptian hieroglyphic. What we're looking at here is not hieroglyphic.
Okay, so you pulled up a papyrus. I pulled up
the Brooklyn Papyrus.
Yes, you literally pulled up a translation from the hieroglyphic itself.
No, that is in fact the document.
When did we discover? When did any culture in the world discover that you can translate, to be able to translate from hieroglyphs to any form of language?
We all know how translations work.
Answer the question. Don't dodge. Answer the question.
I just told you.
What year? No, you didn't. What year was mankind be able to understand what the hieroglyphics read? and translated into any
When
form of
did we
language.
decipher hieroglyphics? Oh
That's
shit, not
clearly
that
what I just
not
said.
that long ago.
Actually, it's about 150 years ago. Yes.
Yeah, I just said not
So
that long ago. So what you have in the Brooklyn
150 years
Papyrus
ago,
is that
quite a long ago.
it's
As a matter of
written.
fact, it's probably about 12 to 14
So
generations.
so what you have is a demotic script in Egyptian. A demotic script in Egyptian is characteristic of the Iron Age, not the Bronze Age.
No,
A
it's the Bronze
hieroglyphic
Age.
script would be Bronze Age. You'd be wrong.
As a matter of fact, you said Manfred Bietzek is a Christian. No, he's not. He's
I
actually
didn't say he was a
atheist.
Christian.
You literally did.
No,
You
I
did it.
didn't.
If you rewind,
No, I
if you
didn't.
rewind what you
So
said, yes,
what
you
I
literally
said
did.
is I know that Egyptologists exist and some of them are Christian. Those were my little words. I never said
No, those weren't
Manfred.
your little words.
Never said
I
that
didn't say
Manfred
didn't say his
Bietek
name.
was a
You said my
Christian.
sources were. You said my sources were
I
Christian.
certainly did
Is what
not.
you said. You certainly did too.
No, I didn't.
So real quick,
You're
you said,
not good
I
at
want
this.
to piggyback off
Like
one thing.
you're
You're
really
literally not good at this either,
really
Justin.
bad at this. So the Brooklyn Papyrus
You
doesn't
have yet to
doesn't
prove to
show
me that my God
anything
is
that you
imaginary.
actually think that it says. The Brooklyn Papyrus
Actually, it
is
does.
a
It reveals the
is
midwives.
a
It reveals midwives.
it doesn't even come close to the Bronze Age. It's dated in the
It
middle
clearly
of the Iron
demonstrates
Age.
midwives that were born, as well as the decree that the Pharaoh gave
It
out
does
to
not.
unalive. It literally does.
It doesn't.
It literally does.
It doesn't.
It literally does.
It doesn't.
Basically, all you're saying is nuh-uh.
All
That's
you're
all
saying is
Justin.
nuh-uh.
I'm matching what you're saying, Justin.
Show me in the Brooklyn Papyrus where it says anything about Hebrew midwives. You know,
Sure,
it's,
yeah, give me
first of all, you
yeah,
know
let
it's
me
a
give- let me- give
you
me
know
just
it's a
1 second.
medical
Let me pull it
text,
up.
dummy.
Actually, no, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not.
It is.
Well, pregnancy is considered medical.
Okay, so literally, like the very first paragraph from the wiki, the Brooklyn Papyrus, known as the
I don't
Brooklyn,
trust Wikipedia, dude.
the Brooklyn
As a matter of fact,
the Brooklyn
as a matter of fact,
medical.
no one in the
Listen,
academia acknowledges it.
listen. I know, like you're getting uncomfortable and like you're feeling like this squishy
No one's
stuff.
uncomfortable.
You're feeling like this weird squishy stuff in your backside because you're taking back shots right now. But it's literally known as the Brooklyn Medical Papyrus.
Yeah, pregnancy is considered medical, and you're taking face shots, Justin. You're taking money shots from me.
Not even close. You've been wrong on literally
Yes.
everything you've said about the Brooklyn Papyrus so far.
You have yet to prove.
You have literally
that I'm wrong
no
about
you
anything.
have literally no idea what you're
You
talking
have literally
about.
Proved,
I
you
did.
Literally have not proved
I literally
anything wrong.
showed
literally
you.
didn't.
I literally showed you the demotic script that it was written, and I put it on the screen. It was written in a demotic script, not hieroglyphics.
That literally proves nothing.
It
Justin,
proves that it was written in
if you want that
demotic.
W, my dude, if you want that proof, if you want that W, you can have that.
It
W,
proves
my
that
dude.
it was a demotic script, and if you just look up when demotic script was used, it was used in the Iron Age, which is why it's dated to the Iron Age. Also, why does this? Is it just me, or does this sound like Praise I Am?
No, this is not praise I am.
Oh, you guys sound a lot alike. I think you guys just cry the same way.
I have a severe, extremely severe sinus infection.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah, sinuses, dude.
Have a brain infection? Well, did it crawl up into your brain cavity?
Yeah, kind of, sort of, I guess. Okay. So the Brooklyn Papyrus. Hold on. You're asking me a question. I'm trying to answer that. So give me just a second. So, okay, the Brooklyn Papyrus, according to Dr. Titus Kennedy, which I will make the statement, he is a Christian. He is also an Egyptologist and a scholar of the New Testament. So, okay, according to him, it does contain not only Semitic names, but
I'm sorry. Did he say Semitic names? Did he say Semitic names?
Hold on.
I heard the word Semitic. It's almost like he said Semitic names.
Don't hit the gas pedal. Don't hit the gas pedal, Justin. Don't press the gas pedal. Hold on. Keep it neutral.
You know that some Semitic names are Hebrew, right? You know that, right? Some Semitic names are Hebrew.
Hold on. Actually, they're two different names. But
They're
so
not.
according to Dr. Titus Kennedy, they are. So
They're
he states that in the 17th century BC, it contains not only Semitic names, but even
It's
Hebrew
not from
names.
the 17th
So there's
century.
according to an archaeologist.
But according to all the other archaeologists, that's wrong.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So again, a section in the papyrus contains a list of 95 servants, and you can read his book, unearthing the Bible. I think it's page. Let me get this right, so I'm not wrong. So it's going to be page 58. He clearly demonstrates that 95 servants within that papyrus, which is the Brooklyn Papyrus, of whom are of Asiatic descent, which is going to be from the
Yeah, they
Canaanite
have
area.
Semitic names. I know. Listen, we already covered
Yeah, they're
this. Okay,
95
so
servants. As a matter of
so
fact,
so
as a matter of
maybe
fact,
maybe
hold on.
I'll just explain to you why this is a bad talking point. I'll just kind of cut to the chase. So everyone knows that there were Semites in
It's not a
Egypt. They
bad
were
talking point.
literally called the Hyksos. There were so many of them that they literally waged a war against the Egyptians. They went to war against the Egyptians, and the Egyptians chased them out of Egypt. They ruled Egypt for a time period. They were called the Hyksos, not the Hebrews.
Yes, I'm well aware what they is.
Now the Brooklyn Papyrus, which dates to the 5th century BCE, has Semitic names in it, and in fact some of them are Hebrew. And the reason for that is because when the Assyrians invaded and then when the Babylonians subsequently invaded, people left. They fled for their lives and they set up an entire town, multiple towns in Egypt where Hebrews were living. That's why so many of them were keen to translate the Hebrew Bible into the Greek language while they were in Egypt, because a lot of them never came back. They went to Egypt and they never came back. There were a lot of Hebrews in Egypt during the Hellenistic period.
But you're fast forwarding it all the way to the Hellenistic period, though.
That's when
Where
that's
you
when the
have to
Brooklyn
pinpoint.
Papyrus is dated to.
No, it's not. It's
It
literally
is.
dated to the 17th century BCE.
You'd be wrong.
According to, well, it's not. I'm not making the claim that it is. I'm only citing what Dr. Titus Kennedy has stated. Okay, so on top of that,
I would
and on the
disagree with
papyrus,
Titus Kennedy, and I agree with
and
the
you're
other
allowed to
scholars
do
that
that.
say otherwise.
And you're allowed to do that. More probably Dan McClellan, but hey, that's fine. So, okay, according again further, he goes on to repeat three names that are Hebrew that really generate from the tribes. So again, you're going to have to make that distinction
Yeah,
of whether this is going to
I
be
told
factual or if
you
it's going to be fake.
some of the
Well,
names are in
let's
fact
just give us
Hebrew. And as it
30-15.
turns out, if you read the archaeology, the original 10 tribes of the north were not believed to actually be part of the same Judean tribes. Like if you read the
That's
writings,
lost tribes.
not the lost tribes, we're talking about in the Canaanite era. The leading research shows that in fact the Israelites were originally Canaanites, not to be confused with the Judeans. They were a separate people group. The Judeans certainly came from the land of Midian, and even some of them could have come from the outskirts of Egypt, but the northern tribes seem to be derived from actual Canaanites. So now, that being said, I don't think any of that is relevant to what we're talking about, because no one's disagreeing that there were Semites in Egypt. The question that you have to ask yourself is, when were they there? What were they doing there? And what happened to them? And as far as we know from archaeology, there was a huge expulsion of the Hyksos after a huge war. That's what we know.
And you said what we know. Where is the evidence to suggest that what we supposedly know? Where is this expulsion time frame?
The expulsion of the Hyksos was in roughly around the 1600s, maybe even the late 1700s, but most people date it to the 1600s. So the
So
the
that would
Hyksos were already there
say
300
Titus
years
Kennedy has
prior.
already said.
So the Hyksos started populating Egypt around the time of Abraham.
No, the Hyksos came after.
No, wrong again.
No, the Hyksos is actually the one actually after God with all the plagues and everything else. And they basically went on about their business. And I'm talking about the Hebrews. Then the Hyksos came in and finished
Yeah, that's not
clean
true.
it basically the cleanup crew.
No, that's not
That
the
actually that is
case.
true.
That's certainly not true.
As a matter of fact, that is
The
the case. And of
Hyksos
course, you can
expulsion
read
was
that
in the
documented all.
1600s, before the supposed biblical expulsion.
Well, no. Again, you understand that it's working backwards, right? So if
It's
you're
not.
saying if you're making it literally is if you're making the
It's
claim
not.
that this happened in 16 BCE, right? So guess what comes before that? 17, right? That's how they're calculating the date.
We'll try this again.
right?
The
So
the biblical
let's try this again.
Exodus,
So
the biblical
16 comes
Exodus was in the middle of
before.
the 1400s, according to First Kings
We don't
chapter
know.
6.
We don't know when that
Well, First
was.
Kings chapter 6 tells you when it was.
No, it doesn't.
It
No, it
does.
doesn't.
Okay, you haven't read the
It
Bible
literally
either.
doesn't.
Don't. I'll read it for you.
Yeah, sure.
Don't worry, Habibi. I'll take care of it. First Kings chapter 6. In the 480th year after the Israelites came out of the land of Egypt, in the 4th year of Solomon's reign over Israel, in the month of Ziv, which is the 2nd month, he began to build the house of the Lord. By almost all accounts, scholars agree that the Solomon of Temple was built around the 960s and 970s, which means all you got to do is count 480 years prior, and you get to the middle of the 1400s.
So you're appealing to Apocalypse, right? So
No, I'm not.
When did you?
I'm
say
appealing to
you
the
literally
Bible.
Are. You're appealing to Apocalypse. You
No, I'm
clearly
not. I'm appealing
demonstrated
to
that
the
scholars-
calculations. I'm appealing.
You're
First of
said
all,
scholars. My
First of
dude.
all, that's literally the
You
only.
said scholars.
We'll
my
try this
dude.
again. So that's literally been your entire argument the entire time you've been up. So it's a little hypocritical for you to say that I can't refer to scholars, but I can literally just
No,
refer
I never
you
said
to
that.
an actual timeline
You
from
said the
Bishop James
majority.
Usher, who's laid out why, in fact, we know that that is the case. So if you actually put together a timeline, we know that the Babylonians invaded at 605. That was their first incursion into Judea, wasn't it?
I would disagree with that because again, we really
Based on
truly
what
don't
evidence? The Babylonians told
know.
you.
Well, yeah. Hold on. The reason why I'm making this assertion is because you do understand how the Roman calendar only had 10 months, right? It
No,
only had
but
10
we're
months.
not talking about the Roman
Actually,
calendar. We're talking about
well,
years.
actually, we are. We
No, we're not.
literally
And
are.
the Roman calendar
We
still
literally
had
are.
the Roman calendar still had like 364 days.
That's
The
actually
number of
it's
months
like
is irrelevant.
360. So no, actually, it is. It actually is very relevant because again, if the Romans, which were the basically the creme de la creme of timekeeping,
But
we
the
have to
Romans have nothing to
suggest.
do with this, by the way.
Well, yeah, actually, it does
We're,
because
we're
we
not
base
taking.
our
We're not
timeline.
taking. No,
We
it's
are
not.
basing time.
No, we're
Yes, we
not.
little.
So what we're doing is we're using the
We're
Julian
not.
calendar. The Roman calendar had
Which is Roman.
355 days in it. And
Holy shit, dude!
in fact, I don't know if you know this, the modern calendar doesn't have 355 days in it, does it?
No, it
How
doesn't.
many days are in the modern calendar?
It's 365.
Oh, it's almost like it's different by 10 days. All right, congratulations. So what we're not doing is using the Roman calendar. Now, as it turns out, the Jews didn't use the Roman calendar either. The Jews used a Jewish
Obviously.
calendar. And as it turns out,
Obviously.
if you count the
Obviously.
years
Thank you
using
for
either the
admitting that.
Roman calendar or the Jewish calendar, what you still end up with is basically the same number of years.
No, you do not. I tell you the reasons why. It's because you have to keep into account the Jewish New Year. When is the Jewish New Year, Justin?
Rosh
When is Rosh
Hashanah.
Hashanah?
It's
When
in
is
the
Rosh
spring.
Hashanah? No, it's not.
So
Rosh
how
Hashanah
many?
is in the fall. Rosh Hashanah is in the fall, you dipshit.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, it's right around August, September, going into October. Yes, it is.
Okay, you might be right on that one. Rosh Hashanah is listed this year for September. You get a point.
Thank you.
You get one
Thank
point.
you.
You get one
So
point.
that's
But
from here
okay,
on out.
and how many
See, that's the
days
thing.
and how many days are in the Hebrew calendar?
Well, that I can't tell you because
Well,
they got
that
it
seems
all
to be the
jacked up.
important part because we're counting days and
No,
years.
no.
So
Well,
how
no,
many
actually, we're
days?
not.
How many days are in the?
The Jewish
How
New
many
Year? The
days?
Jewish New, I'm
How many
trying to answer that
days
question.
are in the Jewish year?
If I want to say, I think it's right around 362. I think.
About
Don't quote me on that.
353 to 355. Okay, so what you get then is a difference of maybe 10 days, right?
Thereabouts. I'm looking it up right now to verify. 'Cause I
Okay,
don't want to
now
give the wrong.
if we're counting from, let's just say 0 to the invasion by the Babylonians in Judea, 605. Let's imagine that there's just like 10 days missing. Well, it's easy. We just take
Okay, so according
605
to
and we can
according to
multiply
AI
it
overview,
by 10, and what you end up with is a difference. Oh, excuse me. What you end up with a difference of about 650 days. So,
well, according to
which means you have a variance of only a couple years.
Yeah, according to the AI overview, Google AI overview.
Yeah,
You can
I
either
of course
have it.
you'd be using Google AI rather
Oh,
rather
I'm
than your
sorry. I'm
brain.
sorry. You're literally doing the same thing, dude.
I'm literally
You're literally
not.
typing. You literally are. You're typing,
I
Justin. Don't
am
sit there and
typing.
try
I
to.
don't use AI because AI doesn't give you appropriate answers. What AI does is it scans the internet
Wait,
and it gives you what it
yes,
thinks are answers,
I
and it
know
has
how it
no
works.
way of
I know
actually
how it
knowing what
works.
is a good answer from a bad answer, which is why using
Oh,
AI
okay,
is
sure.
always a losing argument.
Bro, you
Okay,
use
so
Wikipedia. Your argument is irrelevant.
Wikipedia, I don't know if you know this, is based on actual
Yes, I'm well
sources,
aware.
and actual
But
professionals have
Wikipedia is
already
not.
went through
No, they don't.
Wikipedia and rated the
No,
accuracy
they
of
haven't.
Wikipedia. And as it turns out, they're just as accurate as any other encyclopedia we've ever had. So while I don't
No,
think
they
that
don't.
Wikipedia,
Academia does not
while I
recognize
don't agree
Wikipedia.
that Wikipedia is always right, what I do agree is that the sources in Wikipedia are usually pretty good sources. Now, if you don't like what the sources say, you can
Academia does not
disagree with
recognize
the
Wikipedia.
actual sources.
I'm sorry, academia does not recognize Wikipedia as a
Because
reliable
Wikipedia is not
source.
a source at all. That's what I keep telling
It
you. So
literally
try this again.
is. It
So
literally is. Like, for example,
Wikipedia is not a source. Wikipedia is a
it literally
compendium
is.
of
I'm well
sources.
aware of what
Within
it is, but
Wikipedia
it's
is
not a
a
reliable
collection
source.
of sources.
Yes, but when you try to put it in a dissertation, guess what? You're going to get a failing grade because
Because
it
it's
is
not a
not a reliable
source.
source.
No, it's not a source
Correct.
at all. We'll try this again.
It's
Okay.
not recognized with academia.
Try this again. So Wikipedia is not a
You're only
reliable
proving my point, Justin.
Wikipedia is not a reliable source because it's not a source. What it is like entries written by people with sources. The sources are included in the articles. So if you want the sources, you have to read the sources that are listed. Wikipedia itself is not a source.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Okay, so according to reformjudaism.org, a solar year, which Jews do not recognize the solar, they only recognize the lunar, they consider it 365 and 1/4 of a day. Now, the difference between
Well, there
they're
you go then.
12 days per year, which is added, which you're somewhat, I'm going to give you a little bit of leniency on that because it's only 2 day difference because you
Leniency for
said
being
10.
right. Yeah, I literally said
No, this
that
literally
if
says
you
12.
multiply
This literally says 12.
605 by the number of days that are not on the lunar calendar, you only get a variance of 1 to 2 years, which means the building of Solomon's temple seems to be when the scholars date it to when you do the timeline. It also seems to be the case of the Exodus.
No, that's
So
not that. Okay, again, well, okay, let me ask you this. So you keep making this claim, and a lot of atheists also make this claim that scholars use the dating. So what program are they suggesting that this supposedly took place?
they're not using a program. That's the glory of the thing. So what you do is you start out with the modern timeline, and then you start adding in dates that you know. Like we know when
Okay,
zero
so where
was. We
you said
know
timeline, you said a
we
timeline.
know
Where's that
when
timeline
zero
coming from?
is, and we can start adding stuff to the timeline before and after zero. Zero is the definitive point on the timeline. Do you
No, it's
agree?
not because zero cannot be measured. So no, that's not
Is
accurate.
2025 on the timeline?
Of course, because there's no
Okay.
zero on that.
And there is a zero on the timeline. Are you insane?
No, there's not
You didn't know
because
there
it
was a
cannot be
zero?
measured. So zero divided by zero is what?
That's crazy.
Zero times zero is what?
That's math. We're not
So
saying
zero
we're not saying that
plus zero is
we're
what,
not saying
Justin?
that zero exists, dum dum.
Zero is
We're saying that
minus zero is what, Justin?
zero is the dividing mark.
Therefore, zero cannot be measured, so you do not count zero for anything.
No one's measuring zero. And yes, you
You
can use it
literally
in
are, Justin.
mathematics. You just can't divide by zero.
You can't multiply by zero either.
I know because zero has a null value. So
Exactly. So you can't
the
count
0
zero as
point
the
on the
number.
timeline is the demarcator. There we go. The
It starts at
demarcator
one, dude.
between negative and positive numbers.
Yeah, it starts at one.
That's the datum. Okay, so those of us who actually like took engineering, you can figure out what a datum is. A datum is the zero reference. It's the starting point for the timeline.
Which would be one.
What? No,
Yes.
one would be the completed first year.
Correct.
From zero
Because
to From 0 to 1 is
Okay,
year
so at the beginning,
1.
let's break it down, Justin. So
This guy's
the
not bright.
first 6 months, no, obviously you're not right because you can't measure it with 0. 0 is not a definitive
All right,
factor with inside
I'll draw you.
numerology.
I'll draw you a picture. Hold on. I'll make it easier for you. One second. I'm sure there's a free drawing app I can use. I had no idea I'd need to get my crayons out for you. But go. We'll go
Well,
ahead.
I mean,
and
it's a
get,
lot better than glue than what you were.
We'll go ahead and get
the
the
cannot
crayons
measure
out for
0,
you.
dude.
Let's see, draw app. No one's talking about measuring 0. I don't know why you're confused
You
about
literally
this.
just did.
We're gonna go
You
to
literally just did.
auto draw. I literally did not. Okay, so here's. I'm gonna put it on the screen. So here's
Not
a
only are you
timeline.
really bad at this, you're really a liar too.
I'm really not. Everyone's gonna hear you lying
You really
constantly
are.
on this particular thing, or literally on
No, I
everything
haven't
you
lied about
said.
anything.
Okay, so this is the 0 marker on the timeline. This is your datum point. From 0 to 1 gets you 1 year. From 0 to 1. From 0 to -1 gets you 1 year. You have to complete a year to get to the negative year. You have to complete a year to get to year number
Yes,
1.
I'm well aware.
There's
I'm aware of
no
how it works.
there's no year 0. 0 is the datum.
You made the suggestion that 0 is the beginning factor of all timelines. My question
No,
was,
I
which
didn't.
obviously you're
I
running
said
from,
0
where is
can be the
who
starting point of
gave-
our timeline because we have to count negative and positive from a starting point. And as it turns out, 0 is a great starting point. So if we're just counting from 0 negatively or positively, we can count negative all the way to the year 605. Can we not?
Not really, because again, you have to begin at 1.
We can't
going
count
to
negative?
whatever. Well, I mean, again, if you're counting the negative,
Human beings aren't
So,
capable
hold-
of counting
I'm trying to
negative
answer-
years?
I'm literally trying to answer your question. So if you run backwards, yes, you can. But again, it's going from 1 to -1. Again, now I'll grant you 0 is going to be that little factor. However,
Yeah, 0 is the datum.
it cannot be measured though. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand.
No one's saying
Like,
it
for
can
example,
be measured.
you literally are.
No, try this again.
Your argument is trying to base it
We'll
off
try
0,
this
my
again.
dude.
0 is not a measurement. 0 is a
You're literally trying to
datum.
make the assertion that 0 is
0
the measurement.
0 is a datum. I never said a damn thing about measuring 0.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. I've
Oh
never
my
seen
God.
someone lie as many times as you have today. This is
You're
wild.
literally lying, my dude. You're literally lying yourself, dude.
All right, so we're gonna.
And once you do go back
I'm
on
gonna-
this, you're going to figure out that you were like, oh shit, he
I'm gonna-
was right.
I'll do this again. I'll do another kindergarten drawing for you. Here's a piece of wood, and we're gonna call this corner the datum. That's 0. That's our datum point. Now, if you go from 0 to inch number 1 and inch number 2 and inch number 3, these are measurements from 0. Do you have to measure 0 to know where inch number 1 is?
There has to be a starting point. Like,
Do
for
you
example,
have to measure 0
I'm
to know
literally
where
trying-
1
I'm literally
is?
trying to answer your question.
It's a yes or no.
I'm literally trying to
It's a
answer
yes
your
or
question.
no. Do you have to measure
Well,
0 to know where
No,
1
that's
is?
not a yes or no.
Do you have
It's
to
not a- it's
measure?
not a-
It's a yes or no. Listen, I know it's really difficult for you to answer yes or no questions because they don't align with what you were saying previously. But if you're going to be honest, you have to answer the question yes or no. Do
No,
I
it
have to
doesn't.
measure 0
I said
to know
no.
where 1 is?
No.
Okay, no.
No.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying. So if our datum is 0, I
You
can
literally
measure.
just proved my point.
I
You
can
started
measure.
with 1, my dude.
I'm not
Holy
measuring. I'm not measuring 1.
Oh, my
I'm not
God.
measuring 0.
Measuring tape, you're wrong, bro.
We'll try this again. Do I have to measure 0 to measure from 0 to 1?
I go back to my original statement.
Do I have to measure 0 to measure from 0 to
Again,
1?
I'm referring to my original statement.
Okay, so then you're not going to answer the question because you're a coward?
I literally answered your question.
You didn't.
I'm sorry that you can't
We'll try this
comprehend
again.
that
Okay,
question.
so
I
do
answered
I
the
do I
statement.
have to measure 0 to measure from 0 to 1?
I can back to the original statement. It begins with one.
I hope your mother's not watching this. She would be really ashamed of this conversation. Okay, so we can start all the way back at the beginning of the conversation, which is that the
I'm going to warn
Bible.
you: do not bring family members into this, Justin.
I'm going to bring you. I already brought your mother in. It's too late. Okay, listen. I'll get off your mom. I already got off of her last night. Don't worry. Okay,
I'm
so
really going to be patient with you, Justin.
we can
I'm really
measure
going to be patient, Justin.
from the datum point on the
I'm going to be
timeline,
patient
both
with you,
negatively and positively. Now, as it turns out, I can count negative and figure out when, in fact, the Babylonians invaded Judea. Do you know how that counting works?
Please educate me.
Okay, because they gave you their own timeline of who was in power when
No, they didn't.
when they did what? Yes, they did.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
Literally, it's in their war annals. They'll tell you in
Daniel,
the third
Daniel,
in
Daniel
the third
describes,
reign.
Daniel describes,
We'll try this
Daniel
again.
Daniel described.
So you don't want to go to Daniel. So just pay attention, little child. So if you read the Babylonian Chronicles, they'll tell you in the third year of reign so and so, we did this. In the fifth year of reign so and so, we did that. So all we need is one so and so that we know has a definitive date on that timeline. A good starting point would be the death of Herod the Great. The death of Herod the Great seems to be a definitive point of -4 or 4 BCE on the timeline. Would you agree with that?
Sure, and I'll tell you the reasons why. According to the new updated charts within NASA, as a matter of fact, you can download the app, and it can measure constellations and everything else. The supposed time that Jesus was born was not around 4
He can't
BC.
stop himself.
It was
No
going
one's
to be
talking about Jesus' birth. We're talking about Herod the Great.
well to institute the idea that Herod the Great actually did X, Y, and Z. We have to go back to A, B, and C of Jesus's birth.
We don't.
We literally
We don't
do.
need Jesus at all to know when Herod lived.
Actually, we do, because that's
No.
exactly what
No,
they're
we literally
basing it off
don't.
of. Yes, we are.
No,
According to Matthew,
Herod's
yes, we
birth
are.
is not dated on when Jesus was around. You can't be serious
Yes, he
with this.
was.
Show me
Who
one
put
historian
out
that
the
says we
decree?
know when
Who
Herod
put the
lived because the
decree?
Bible said
Who
so.
put the decree?
This
Who
is
put the
fucking
decree?
crazy.
Who put the decree out, Justin?
Quirinius?
No, Herod the Great.
And no. Herod the Great did no such decree.
Oh, he didn't. He didn't inquire with the wise men, Justin.
No, he did not. These
Matthew
are
2
these are
proves you
fictional
wrong,
stories. Matthew is a lie.
No, it's not a lie.
Yes, it is. It's a lie. It's a
Matthew
cope.
2. Matthew 2.
In fact, of all the chapters in the
gives that
Bible,
time frame.
not a
As matter of fact,
single
Luke
chapter in the Bible
confirms.
tells more lies than Matthew chapter 2. There are so many lies in Matthew chapter 2, it's hard to even keep count. But that being
Sure, name
said,
one.
not a
Name
single,
one.
not a
Name
single,
one.
about to, not a
Name
single
one.
historian,
Name one.
not a single
Name
historian
one.
believes that we can date the reign of Herod the Great
Name
by
one.
reading the Bible. Now, I'll show
Yeah,
you
sure we
one.
can.
Okay. Since you
Sure.
haven't read the Bible, I'll go to like a really short, really easy one. Do you have a Bible on you, or do I have to show it to you?
No, show it for the class, Justin.
I'll
So
show
we
it for the
can
class.
prove you wrong.
I can't wait. Jeremiah 31.
Sure.
It says in Jeremiah
No,
31.
no. New Testament. New
Yeah,
Testament.
I'm
New
about to
Testament,
show
New
you.
Testament.
Just pay attention,
New
child.
Testament.
Just pay attention.
Don't jump to the Old Testament.
Thus saith the Lord, a voice is heard in Ramah, lamentation and bitter weeping. Rachel is weeping for her children. She refuses to be comforted for her children because they are no more. Thus saith the Lord, keep your voice from weeping and your eyes from tears, for there is a reward for your work, says the Lord. They shall come back from the land of the enemy. There is hope for your future, says the Lord. Your children shall come back to their own country. Now, what's he saying here? What's the prophet saying here?
Well, I mean, he says a lot in there, so you got to be more specific.
What's he saying is going to happen? Have you read Jeremiah?
Of course, I have.
Okay, then what's he talking about?
Well, apparently, there's something going on that creates a lamentation.
Yeah, like what?
Of the well, I mean, we really don't know because
We don't fucking know. You've never read Jeremiah?
Well, again, I mean,
Bro, what does Jeremiah write about in almost every chapter of the book?
Babylon.
Yeah, about the Israelites being held captive or being taken captive into Babylon. He says they're going to be there for
You
70
don't
years, and then they're going
let
to
me
come
ask you this.
back after 70 years. That's literally
Sure, yeah.
just two
Sure,
chapters
sure,
away.
sure.
If you just go to Jeremiah chapter 29, he literally
Yeah, I'm well
tells
aware of
you
how it works.
that they're going to be
Yeah,
there for
I know the
70
argument.
years.
I know the argument.
Says,
So
I will
the
bring you,
question is,
it says, I will let you
sure,
find me, says the Lord, and I will restore your fortunes and gather you from
sure.
all the nations and all the places where I've driven you, says the Lord, and I will bring you back from the place which I sent you to exile. He's talking about the Israelites coming back from exile.
Yeah, I'm well aware. So,
Okay,
okay,
so we get to
now,
Jeremiah
okay, so
31,
hold on.
and he says that you'll come
So here,
back from the
hold
land of
on.
the enemy. I mean, using common sense, what do you think he's talking about?
Obviously, Babylon, Justin. Don't play stupid, dude.
Obviously, yes, obviously, Jeremiah is saying that the Israelites are going to come back from Babylon. You don't have to cry. They'll come back after 70 years. We agree that this is a pretty easy, straightforward interpretation of this passage, right?
No,
It's not? Well, tell me what else it means.
no. Well, again, you don't agree. I've heard you say sometimes you don't agree with types and shadows. So,
No, I certainly don't.
in theology, sure, yeah. Well, in theology, that's what we use. So,
No,
therefore,
no.
the
In
types and shadow
Christian
that
theology, that's what you use because you don't have real prophecies.
actually, you're wrong. Actually, in
No,
Judaism as well. So,
you're wrong.
oh, so Jews didn't write the New Testament, Justin?
No, they certainly didn't. That's why it's written in Greek. That's why they only exclusively quote from the Greek
So
Septuagint.
Jews
That's
don't know how to
why
read
they actually
and write in Greek.
misunderstand. That's why they actually misunderstand
You're
the
100%
words that
wrong,
they're
Justin.
reading is because they keep quoting from the Greek Septuagint. In fact,
No,
almost the only
no.
time that the New Testament
This is
authors
a
even come
clown show,
close
right?
to pointing to the Hebrew Bible is when they say that
Then you're going to
Jesus
have to
is
explain why they
the
raised 9
branch
levels of hell
from
at
Isaiah
the
chapter
print.
11.
Then you're going to have to explain why the Jews, the Pharisees and the Sadducees raised 9 levels of hell over the plate that was above Jesus's head of why he was
They
not the
didn't
King
raise
of the
hell over it.
Jews.
They laughed at it.
Yes, they did.
They laughed at
Yes,
it.
they literally did.
Yeah, they made fun of
back.
him.
They went. No, they didn't make fun of him. They went back and
Yeah,
said, "Hey, you're going to change that marker.
they made fun of
He's not the King of
him.
the Jews."
I know
They
he's
didn't
not
make
the
fun
king
of
of the
him.
Jews. That's why they put
Again,
a crown of thorn on his heads. They were making fun of him.
bro, dude.
Like look at this jackass
That was the
with a crown of
Romans. That was the
thorns,
Romans.
literally
That was the
bleeding out
Romans,
on a
Justin.
cross, claims to be king of the Jews.
I'm not talking about the Romans, Justin. I'm talking about the Sadducees and the Pharisees.
Listen, Jesus was never a king. He was a joke. That's what he was. But let's actually pay attention to the passage that we're reading. I know it's hard for you to stay on task when you're getting cooked, but you're gonna have to
You're not cooking anything.
You're gonna have to
Justin.
try a little bit. Okay, so
You're not cooking shit.
so the
so
actual
you know.
context of Jeremiah, right, is about the Babylonian captivity, isn't it?
Again, the types and shadows is going to be
It's
now,
weird how you ignored my yes or no question. I said the
I
actual
literally just answered it.
context of Jeremiah is about the Babylonian captivity, is it not?
We've already established that it is.
Oh, okay. So
But again,
now I don't believe that I'm going to allow you or any
I
other
don't care if you believe
Christian
it.
to supply an alternative meaning that is divorced from the actual context of the prophecy. Why would I do that?
Well, again, prophecies are multi-layered, meaning they're types
Prove
and
it.
shadows of
Prove
what is
it.
to come. Well, again, it goes back to what we were talking about in
So you can't prove
the
it.
New Testament.
So the only thing Jesus ever
literally just
fulfilled
did. I
were
demonstrated
types
by
and
Matthew 2.
shadows.
No. I said types. You don't adhere to types and shadows, Justin.
No, I agree. So you're saying that the only thing Jesus ever fulfilled was types
So it's
and
really
shadows.
irrelevant. It's really irrelevant to
So-
even
So
talk about
Jesus
types
didn't
and
fulfill
shadows.
any prophecies in the original context.
Well, of course he did.
Like what?
Well, how about when he said that the love of many will wax cold?
Well, first of all, that's not even a novel prophecy. Second of all, that's not a prophecy
Actually,
about
it
the
is.
Messiah. We're talking about what he actually fulfilled.
You did
That
not,
was
you did
written.
not
That was
make the
written
distinction
before he
between
was
a messianic
alive.
prophecy and a regular prophecy.
You can't write a prophecy after somebody dies and then say that he fulfilled the prophecy that I wrote on the page. You have to
You're
point
going
to a
have to
prophecy
prove
that
it
was actually
written afterwards.
you would have to point to a prophecy that we have evidence that was written before the person did it.
Sure. Okay, how about again? We're going to have to go back to the entire book of Daniel.
Oh,
Okay,
I love
Daniel
Daniel.
within
Daniel's my
itself.
favorite book. You're not going to want to go to
Oh,
Daniel.
yeah, yeah, you don't want to go to Daniel either
Yeah,
because Daniel.
let me
proves you
guess. Daniel 9.
100% wrong.
You want to go Daniel
No,
9?
let's go Daniel 2.
Daniel 2 is not going to help you. Daniel 2 ends in the Greek Empire.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
Daniel 5 is the one that ends the Greek Empire.
All of them do. Daniel 2, Daniel 7,
No, it
Daniel
doesn't.
8, Daniel
No, it doesn't.
9, Daniel
No, it
10.
doesn't.
Literally all of them
No,
end
it
in the
doesn't.
Greek Empire. Yep, every single one.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
Daniel 2 tells you what's going on.
Yep.
According to Nebuchadnezzar's dream, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so where in the hell? As a matter of fact, there's only one argument that was based out of the 1800s in regards to basically an atheist or an agnostic.
What
is
do I
the
care
one that
about the
came up with this
1800s
idea.
for?
Because he's the one that made this whole Greek ordeal plausible for you.
No,
to
not
agree
even
with.
close.
Yes, it is.
No, literally Josephus made the argument. He was the first one
Actually,
to
no,
make it.
Josephus. No, Josephus.
Yeah,
Is not the first one.
Josephus quite did make an argument. In fact, in Book 10 of Antiquities, he even tells you that Daniel chapter 9 is Antiochus.
You do understand that they're the older. I'm talking about the 1500s version of Josephus does not even record that.
It does.
So you're going to have to put. It literally doesn't.
It
I
does.
own the copy of Josephus from the 1500s.
I know.
And no, it does not.
I've got Josephus. Yeah. Who did your translation?
Yeah. Well, some dude named William from the 1500s.
Yeah, William Whitson, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Wilson.
that's what I've got behind me on the shelf. And guess what? You're never going to believe what's at the end of Book 10.
It doesn't record that. I tell you
It
that
certainly
right
does.
now.
It certainly
Again,
does. It certainly
well,
does.
It literally does it.
Oh gosh,
It literally does it. Well, sure. Yeah, go ahead.
This guy never learns. Okay,
No,
Antiquities
neither
Book
do you.
10 is wild. All right, let me make sure I get the William Whitson translation. Okay, there we go. I'm going to put it on the screen. I have to make the text bigger though. Hold on. It's going to be the very last chapter of Book 10.
And this is from the 1500s?
Yeah, it's the guy
No, it's not.
that wrote the one
No, it's
that
not.
you've got. It is.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not. That's an updated version. That's an updated
This is
version,
not.
Justin.
This is not.
It
No.
literally is.
It's
It
literally not.
is. It
How-
literally is.
First of all, how could you possibly fucking know that?
Because it was translated into Latin, Justin.
Okay, we'll try this again. Okay. What I will get you. This one is listed by William Whitson. This is the one. Okay?
No, it's not.
It literally says Antiquities of the Jews
No,
by
it's not.
William Whitson on the screen.
Okay.
That's
means
what
nothing.
it says.
It's an updated version, Justin.
Who updated it?
It's an updated version, Justin.
Who updated it?
Oh, I don't know.
I'll get you my hard. I'll get you my hard copy.
From William Wilson.
This is a hard, unupdated copy of Josephus from the
What year,
William
Justin?
Whitson
What
translation.
year, Justin? What year, Justin?
This was
What year, Justin?
this one was published in 2006.
Oh shit! So it's updated.
It's not
Thank you for
updated.
admitting that it was updated.
It's not updated.
If it was printed in
It's
2006,
not
Justin,
updated. It was printed.
updated.
It was printed in 2006. It was not updated. It's
That
not.
means it's been updated. That
No,
means
it
it's
doesn't.
Updated.
It's not updated.
Holy shit! So you have an original
When do
copy. that
okay?
was
When
from
do you
the
think?
printing press
When do you think
of
William?
the
When do you think
1700s.
William Whitson lived?
Yeah, he lived in the 1700s, Justin.
Oh, okay. Do you think William Whitson updated in 2006?
Again, it's been updated.
Do
The
you think
translation-
who
if a
updated it?
Do you know how translation?
Who
It
updated it,
should say in
idiot?
your book, Justin.
Who
It
updated
should
it?
say in your book, Justin. It should say
Nobody
in your book, Justin.
nobody
Updated it.
updated it. It's a reprint.
That's it. What do you think a reprint is? It's an updated version.
No, a reprint is a reprint. I've got a
Holy
reprint.
shit.
I've got a reprint of the
Bro,
1560 Geneva Bible. It's not updated. It's a reprint.
Yes, that means it's updated into
No,
modern language.
it's not.
Yes, it is.
No,
Yes, it is.
no, it's not. A reprint has no updates. You don't have
Okay.
to update something to reprint it. That's literally in
Yes,
the
you do.
definition of reprint. You print it again.
You-
That's
Can
the
we
de-
agree that
That's the definition
we
of reprint.
agree that languages evolve? Can we agree
I agree that the word
languages
reprint
evolve?
means one thing, and it means that it was reprinted. That's why this is written in the language of William Whitson, not the language of 2006. Now, do you want me to read it to you?
It's an updated version, so
It's
no.
not. Do you want me to read it to you?
No, I clearly just said that
I'll
because
just-
you're 100% wrong on that.
I'll just tell you. Referring to Daniel in the prophecies, says that according to the prophecies of Daniel, he should take away political government and should spoil the temple and forbid the sacrifices to be offered for 3 years' time. And indeed, it came to pass that our nation suffered these things under Antiochus Epiphanes, according to Daniel's vision. From
Okay, that
from
still means
William,
nothing.
from William.
That still means nothing. That still
Yeah.
means nothing.
Yeah, it just means that the final kingdom, according to Josephus in Daniel chapter 9, is in fact the Greeks, the same way it is in chapter 8, the same way it is in chapter 7, same way it is in chapter 2.
No,
Yep.
that's 100% correct. So you're going to tell me. So
I
you're
am
going
correct,
to tell
yes.
me. Okay. So you're going to tell me, right, that Josephus supposedly wrote, which I don't believe that, but according to the atheistic community, you can't trust Josephus because he's unreliable. But now here you are using Josephus as a reliable source.
I've never said he was unreliable.
You literally have, Justin.
No,
You
I
sit there
haven't.
and think-
I've
we
literally
have
never
not-
once,
you-
never, not even
you
once
think
have I
that
ever
you're
said that
listeners
Josephus was
you
unreliable.
are a liar, my dude.
It's crazy. It's
You
like
think this is
it's
the
like you're
first time that I've
living
seen
in
you, Justin?
an alternate universe.
No, you're 100% wrong. I've heard you in lives before, Justin.
No,
now
you
you're
haven't.
gaslighting not only myself, you have literally gaslighted your entire audience, Justin.
Not even
That
close.
means you are a liar and you're unreliable. 100%.
You can't cope with the fact that you
So
keep
you mean to
saying
tell me
things
so you mean
that
to tell
are
me
that
you
are
and
not
Deconstruction
true.
never said the same thing?
You've been getting back shots
So you
for
mean
an
to tell me
hour.
Deconstruction
Like
never said
your
that? You've been
your
taking- you've been taking
your
face
eyes
shots.
are literally stopped working because you've taken 2 money shots, one to each eye, and you're completely concussed. You don't even know where you're at right now. You're being literally waterboarded, and you think that you're like getting an upper hand in this conversation by
Yeah,
saying
get
things
on
about
with it, yeah.
Josephus that you thought I said that I've never actually
If you want the
said.
W, like I said, if you want the W, it's a weak W. You can
But
have
it-
it, Justin. If
but
that's
it-
what it's about.
You've taken an unending stream of L's.
Again, if you want the W, Justin, it's a weak W. You can have it.
I don't
That's
need
not- see, that's
I
just
don't
what it-
need a
see,
W.
that's just what-
You've
that's
been
what this is
grabbing
about. It's not
onto
about
L's
L's and W.
literally the entire time you've been up here.
Again, it's
Like
not.
you've
that's
just been
it, Justin.
you've just
It's not
been
about
cramming
L's and W.
L's. Oh, give me more losses. Just let me cram them into my mouth the entire time. I don't even need to have to try. You just keep
That's
saying
what's
things that are
sad.
that are patently not true.
That's what's sad if you think this is about L's and W's, Justin. That's what's sad.
Buddy,
is that
that's what you
don't
brought
see
up.
what-
You've been saying
no,
this
you
entire
said-
time.
you
Justin,
said
if you
the
want the
previous-
W,
yes.
Justin, if you want the W, Justin, if you want the W. It's like you don't even listen to
can
the
have it.
words coming out of your mouth.
Again, I'm not here to try to take a W, Justin. I'm not trying to get one over. I'm not trying to get you an aha moment or a gotcha moment. I'm not trying to do that. Why? Because if you want the W, bro, you can have it. It only proves egotism. Bottom line.
I already took it.
Well, I'm giving it to you freely, so you didn't take anything.
No, you took an L unwillingly. An unending stream of L's.
Again, it's not about it. That's what your downfall is, Justin. Is if you want the W, you can have it, but you can't take it.
Imagine living with this guy. Could you imagine?
Could you imagine living with you? It's insufferable, Justin.
Yeah, only because you'd wake up. You would wake up every. You'd wake up every single day. I don't even know Matt Dillahunty. We've never talked once. I don't know why you think he's relevant to this.
Matt Dillahunty is not here to save you, Justin.
Matt Delahunty is not here at all. We don't talk. We're not friends.
J Mac is not here to
I don't
save you,
even know who J
Justin.
Mac is.
You're a liar, Justin.
You mean J Mike?
J- I'm sorry, J Mike.
J Mike has nothing to do with the Bible. He's a philosopher.
No, he's not.
He is, yeah. His study
No,
is
he
in
doesn't.
philosophy, not the Bible.
That means jack shit to me.
I actually
Justin.
studied the Bible and history, unlike you. I don't know. Did you actually complete your degree?
Okay. Yes, as a matter of fact.
What was your degree in?
As a matter of fact, well, my bachelor's degree is in I have a bachelor's of science degree, and
In
now
what?
I have a psychology.
Okay, so you got a psychology. What's your master's in?
I'm a licensed psychotherapist.
No, what's your master's in?
Psychotherapy. I just clearly said that.
Boy, you have a master's degree in psychotherapy. Do you work as a therapist?
I clearly said that I'm a clinical psychologist.
That's crazy. Imagine going to this guy for psychotherapy after he spent an hour literally crashing out over bad talking points and lies.
No one's crashing.
It was
not one time did I crash out, Justin.
It's crazy.
What you're demonstrating. What you're demonstrating.
This is the wildest situation I've ever seen, where someone's come up and spent the entire time literally projecting all of his lies and insecurities on somebody else. Let me ask you a question. What provokes you? What provokes you to come into these live streams and get cooked?
Again, if you think this is a cooking, Justin, I'm sorry that you have a very poor choice of words.
What provokes you to come into these live streams and get rhetorically fisted?
No one fisted, Justin.
What compels you to come into these live streams and take literal money shots to the eyeballs?
Ad homs love them. No, well, to try to prove a point that you act like you're the only one that has an education, like you're more superior.
I literally never said that.
Egotism. You literally have. You've demonstrated through your egotism, Justin. I've clearly said
I've demonstrated that you don't know how to have a conversation. You don't know what good talking points are. You don't know how to do proper research. And I do expect this from you. You don't even know how datum points work. You don't even know how timelines work. That's crazy.
No, what's crazy is you've demonstrated that zero, proving my point, is not measured.
I never said it was. That's a straw man. Again.
Yes, you have. No, that's not a straw man.
No, everyone watching this back knows that I never said anything about measuring zero. I said you measure from zero, and I said it on multiple occasions. And it's okay that you were like so concussed that you couldn't hear the words coming out of my mouth. That's perfectly fine. But listen, there's like actual adults that probably want to get into the conversation. So I'll give you just for you, because I know you like talking. I'll give you the last word. Go ahead.
Irony.
You can say anything you want to, and I won't interrupt you. I don't even care if you say bad things about me. You can preach. You can give me the gospel message, whatever you want. You get the last word. You finally got to say something. Go ahead. I'm literally waiting in anticipation for something profound. Anything. I can wait. You know, people are sending me super chats as they listen to you in silence, right? Like, this isn't preventing my stream from doing what the stream does. Are you praying? Are you asking the Lord for guidance? Maybe you should close out in a prayer. That's what you should do. You're the Christian here. Do us a favor. Close us out in something prayerful and meaningful. In fact, give us like a true Colossians 3:12 moment. That's actually what we need. Have you read Colossians 3? It says, let me pull it up for you. Colossians 3:12 says that God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience. Do you think you've done that today? That's it. Nothing. Okay. Well, I'll move on.